nobody's actually mentioned anything, so I guess it's doing its job. It's not a Blue Yeti though. I've gone for something a bit different, just to, try something out. Anyway, what to do with a Blue Yeti microphone that is no longer active? What do you think? Let me know. What can we make him into? Should we just put him in a little coffin and bury him in the ground? Or is that a bit morbid? I mean, he still looks great. I don't know. Although, I thought there was a bit of dust. Yeah, there's a bit of dust dangling off him there. Anyway, poor little Blue Yeti microphone. Let's have a cup of coffee. This is a latte with caramel. Haven't had one of these for a while. Yum. It's really nice actually. So today is the 1st of April, and by the time you see this it'll probably be, I don't know, the 2nd or 3rd of April when I put it out on my channel. I have to tell you, I had a rotten morning because I'd spent 45 minutes recording another video. It was a follow-up to my recent London museum video, and because I'm just getting to grips with a slightly different way of recording, so I'm actually using an interface, because I'm not using a Blue Yeti, which sort of goes straight into your computer. This new microphone needs an interface. Sorry, that's really boring. But anyway, I realised when I came to downloading the audio for the video that I hadn't recorded anything. So I was a little irritated, and the other thing that had irritated me too was that a helicopter had been flying in a circle over my house for about 20 minutes, so the audio was going to be pretty rubbish anyway. So yeah, I was a bit dismayed by that, and I thought, well, maybe the audio from the camera will work. So check that out. No, it was hopeless. It sounded like I'd recorded everything underwater. I don't know whether that's an ASMR thing, but it certainly irritated me, so I can't see that working somehow. So I've had to abandon the whole project. I will do the follow-up to the British Museum, but I'm going to have to leave it for a couple of weeks because I just can't bear to read all that stuff again. Yeah, it's a lot of effort, as you can imagine, to set up and get the lighting right and blah blah blah. So yeah, anyway, enough of the complaining. Let me have a bit more coffee. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, I never ever ask. I actually did ask in a post a couple of days ago, but I never ask anybody to subscribe to my channel. I just don't do that on a video. But I realised that I'm now really quite close to 100,000 subscribers, and I thought, if you haven't subscribed before and you like the channel and you like my content, I'd be really appreciative if you could just, click the subscribe button and, try and get me up to 100,000 by the end of the year. I hate asking. It just goes against my British sensibilities to do that kind of thing. I'm almost embarrassed to ask, because it feels like it's me kind of thing, which I guess at the end of the day it is. But anyway, if you would like to do that, please do. No pressure though. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Anyway, let's get away from that awkwardness. just don't want to see it on my channel. So I thought, as a compromise, what I might do, and I'll let you know in advance when I'm going to do that, is I might put some reading and gum chewing or lozenge sucking and reading stuff on my second channel, which has kind of been dormant for about, 18 months. I don't think sons. Well, Penny is very lucky if she's able to do that. There she is. There is the lady herself, the rustic entrance to her barn at Wick Farm in Somerset. It's idyllic, isn't it? Lovely. I love the old stone walls and the winter frames, the stone winter frames. Lovely. Gosh, look at that. Striking. Does that say bleached? Bleached Lime Avenue, underplanted with cool coloured forget-me-nots and bluebells. I've never heard of the word bleached before. Lovely. I can just imagine walking through that, opening the gate and walking through. The garden in April. My garden is desperate to be tended to. I've just been so busy, I've just not had any time at all. And everything's starting to grow. Oh, look, isn't that gorgeous? Gleaming bells with their nodding, ruffled heads and glowing cues, crown imperial fritillaries bring welcome boldness to April borders. You know, I don't think I've ever seen those before. They are so nice. Gorgeous. Love the colour. Yeah, so nice. Hoods of season with pepper. Roll another 25cm circle of pastry in the same way, then place it on top of the filling. Pinch the edges down together to fix, then using a sharp knife cut a 6cm circle in the centre of the top layer of pastry. Cut lines 2cm apart throughout the two sheets of pastry, starting 2cm away from the inner circle and down through the edge. Twist each piece of pastry coming away from the circle. Beat the remaining egg in a small bowl, then brush the pastry with the egg wash. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes until golden and serve immediately. That sounds delicious. I love puff pastry. I love brie, walnuts and spinach. Perfect. I don't think I'd bother making my own puff pastry though. I think I'd just buy it from the shop. I think there's actually the recipe there if you can be bothered. Puff pastry twists. I love those. Especially the ones with cheese in. And this one is called asparagus and ham puffs. It's like a sort of asparagus wrap with puff pastry and ham. I bet they're pretty easy to make, really. I suppose you'd just cut out a long strip and then twist it, I think. Maybe put egg over the top. Something like that. I mean, really, I should read the recipe and then I'd know. Instead of just making it up. More coffee. Now, these look lovely. Stilton leek and potato pie. Love Stilton, love leeks, love potatoes, love pastry. That's all perfect. And then across here even, fish triangles. Ooh. What kind of fish have they got in there? Let's see. It just says white fish with the skin on. Oh, I don't know about that. Not really a fan of fish skin. I think I'd have to take the skin off. I'm a bit funny about fish like that. Oh, look. Blooming heck. Mushroom spirals. They look nice. Look at those. They look like a Danish pastry, but they're not. It says mix 200 grams of unsalted butter, plus 1 tablespoon and extra for greasing, 250 grams of strong flour, plus extra for dusting, 1 egg, 100 ml of ice cold water, 1 garlic clove, peeled and finely chopped, 250 grams of mushrooms sliced, the juice of half a lemon, 1 tablespoon of corn flour, 100 ml of milk, 2 tablespoons of flat leaf parsley chopped, and sea salt and black pepper. Right, how do we make these? Make and chill the puff pastry, or buy it from a shop, whichever you prefer. Strong flour, salt, blah 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 blah. Okay, we're not going to do that. Okay, let's go to this bit. In a large frying pan, heat the 1 tablespoon of butter, then add the garlic. Saute the garlic for 1 to 2 minutes until soft. Add the mushrooms and lemon juice, then cook, stirring for 3 to 4 minutes until the mushrooms have softened. Sprinkle in the corn flour and mix thoroughly, then gradually stir in the milk until a thick sauce. Season with salt and pepper and mix in the parsley. Allow to cool completely. Preheat the oven to degrees Celsius, gas mark 6, and grease a large oven tray on a surface lightly dusted with flour. Roll out the pastry to an A4 size, then spread the mushroom mixture to cover the pastry apart from a 2 centimetre strip along one of the longer edges, or sides. Sorry, it does say sides, not edges. I just put that in for some reason. Leaving that strip of pastry at the end, roll the pastry into itself, into a Swiss roll shape. Using a sharp knife, cut into 3 centimetre pieces and turn each piece onto its side so the swirl is visible. Sounds a bit complicated. Transfer to the prepared baking tray and bake for 20 minutes until risen and golden. Serve immediately or allow to cool and serve chilled. Lovely. I mean, I think, if I'm honest, anything wrapped in puff pastry tastes divine, I think. Now, feast in a shell. Oh, so this is crab. I don't mind crab, it's not my favourite. And I can't be bothered with the faff of the shell. Don't mind the crab meat itself. In the kitchen, inspiring seasonal ideas and recipes. Oh, treats with a nutty crunch. Gosh, that looks lovely. That's called rhubarb, rose and almond cake. Nice. Let's have a bit more coffee. I'm near the end of my coffee now. I might as well finish it while you actually have a look at that picture. It's worth having a look at. Done. Okay. Now that has almonds in it, butter, caster sugar, eggs, thick yogurt, the zest and juice of 1 orange, rose essence, plain flour, baking powder, rhubarb, trimmed and chopped. Nice. Oh, more loveliness. Easter egg biscuits, they are very cute. And that there is called chocolate almond butter. So what's in those Easter egg biscuits? Almonds, butter, caster sugar, eggs, plain flour, dark chocolate and white chocolate little swirls, so they look like Easter eggs. Nice. And then across here we've got almond Florentines, flaked almonds, butter, demerara sugar, golden syrup, plain flour, white cooking chocolate broken into pieces, and a baking paper to put it all on. Nice. Oh, now that is the pie or cake at the beginning. Now, I thought it looked like an egg custard, but it's actually an almond and lemon pudding cake. I think that's cream on the top. Looks nice. 100 gram of ground almonds, flaked almonds as well, olive oil, plain flour, baking powder, caster sugar, eggs, milk, the zest